Sunday morning. Any day above the ground is truly a blessed day. I'm thankful to be here. I'm thankful to be seen and thankful to be heard. I'm also happy to wake up being a Los Angeles Charger, dedicated, loyal fan. Looking forward to a great day of football. I was getting a lot of comments on who do I think the Chargers are going to get in the trade before the deadline. And some people I was going back and forth. But then if you just keep doing that, it's going to constantly go on and on and on. I went to bed last night. I woke up this morning and I had a lot that I wasn't able to answer because at some point you got to go to bed, right? And there was maybe 4 or 5 more comments. And I usually like to talk and respond to everybody to make you feel a part of this podcast. So I thought maybe get up in the morning and say something to you guys so I don't have to keep going back and forth. I was saying in earlier podcasts throughout the last couple of weeks about the salary cap situation, right? I was saying that the Chargers had about a month ago about 10 million to spend, and 7 million of that was taken up when they traded for Daphio Way from the Baltimore Ravens. And so they got roughly about 2.5 million or something around that number somewhere left. If they are going to trade for a running back, which a lot of people tell me they should get Brees Hall, I don't understand why they're not getting Brees Hall. I personally don't think they're going to get Brees Hall, but I'm not in the organization upstairs in the general manager's office with Joe Ortiz. So I don't know if they get Brees Hall, but here's what I do know. You got $2.5 million to work with the salary cap for the rest of the season, which is not a lot of money. So you're limited to moves that you can make. And you only have 5 draft picks. If you're talking about somebody like an Alvin Kamara or a Brees Hall, they're going to want a draft pick, probably a third round. And then you're talking about signing, taking on the salary of Alvin Kamara and taking on the salary of Brees Hall, which you cannot afford to do that with 2.5 million roughly with salary cap. Would I be surprised if they made no move at all? No, not at all. And, I think people see all those toys out there and say, we need to get him, we need to get him, we need to get him. But you got to work within the structure of the salary cap. And they just don't have the money right now to go get a big time player in a Brees Hall, who's an impactful running back, and so is Alvin Kamara, can come in and do that for you for the next 2 years. But it's going to cost draft picks and it's going to cost money. Both the Chargers don't have. So would I be surprised they made no moves? No, I wouldn't. I think they will, but it will go back to what I was saying: low price, low risk, high reward. Working within the structure of money that you got to work with. So this game against the Tennessee Titans should be a game where the Chargers really put together a complete team, considering all the injuries and the people that they have out. You know what I mean? So, no Jeffrey Simmons, no Arden Keys, the safety, no Calvin Ridley, you know, um, and they already were a bad team to begin with without a lot of talent. I believe a lot of those guys are not playing because they are going to be involved in some trades right before the deadline. And so you want to protect the investment by not putting them out on the field and letting them get hurt. So the Chargers should have their way today against the Tennessee Titans, kind of sort of like they did against the Minnesota Vikings. If you want to throw the ball all over the yard and carve up the defense, Justin Herbert is more than capable of doing that. If Justin Herbert want to run for another 65, 70 yards, he's more than capable of doing that. If you want Kamani Vidal to have his third 100-yard rushing game of the season, he's more than capable of doing that. If you want the defense to dominate and get a lot of pressures and get 5 to 7 sacks, they're more than capable of doing that. That's how bad this team is. I believe Cam Ward over the next couple of years will end up being a good quarterback. He do have all the talent, in my opinion. But right now, what they got around him and maybe possibly questioning the coaching staff that's developing him, he's not there yet. He takes way too many sacks because he holds the ball too long. I think it'll be another big day for the Chargers. I learned by being around a while to don't do any guarantees anymore because on paper, it should look like the Minnesota game looked. But you remember after the third week of the season, the Chargers was flying high, 3-0, going facing a Giants team that was playing really bad, had no energy. Russell Wilson had just got benched. They were 0-3, had no wins. They were starting a rookie quarterback for the first time. It's a 10 o'clock start in the morning with regards to the time they usually play on the West Coast. So all those factors came in, but it all looked like it was shaping up for the Chargers to go undefeated in the month of September 4-0. And we saw what happened. The game got away from them. They played undisciplined. They had, I think, 12 penalties for 100 and something yards. They had 2 turnovers in the red zone, and they allowed Dart to, by being light in the box, he took advantage of that and got a lot of draw plays up the middle, quarterback option plays up the middle, and he kind of hurt him a little bit. And even as bad as the game they played, they still had an opportunity on the final drive to win. And that's all you can ask as a fan, to just have an opportunity to win. But the Giants took the victory. And so you don't want another scenario like that happen in Tennessee. Like they always say, on any given day, the worst team can beat the best team on any given day. And that's true. All you got to do, you may not be a better team from top to bottom. All you have to do is be better on that particular day for 60 minutes. Now, do I see that happening? Absolutely not. Do I see a blowout more than likely happening for the Chargers? Absolutely, I do. So, should be another exciting Sunday. I know people are going to try to say, I'm going to say it now, after the game, Chargers win convincingly. Oh, it was just Tennessee. Listen, those games count. It's not like the NBA where there are 82 games for you to state your case as to whether you're going to be in a tournament or not. It's not like baseball where you get 162 games to state your case. Football is only 17 game season. When opportunities arise for you to play a team that's not as good, is not as talented, is not as well coached, you have to win those games. Even if it looks ugly, you have to win those games. So don't let anyone take that from you and say, I was just the Tennessee Titans. No, it's a professional team in the National Football League, and they all are pros on this level. We're looking forward to a victory today. Go 6-3. The division is still within reach. The Chargers are still undefeated in the division, and looking forward to a great day of football. Thank you all for coming and checking out Chargers Talk 4630. I started an account on TikTok, and I went on there and I was like, wow, this is where all the Charger fans are. So I followed and interact with a lot of Charger fans on TikTok. And I thank you and appreciate all of you guys for following me. And hopefully you come over on YouTube and subscribe to the podcast, where we like to engage and share different stories and share our frustrations and ups and downs and our triumphs with different Charger fans from all around the world. I appreciate that. And we also are all on the digital streaming platforms like the iHeart and the Spotify and Deezer, and all of those. So we're there for you to check out if you're on the road and not home watching TV, but you can turn on your satellite radio and you can check us out on there. And that's about it. I appreciate all you guys for engaging with me and making Chargers Talk 4630 a good podcast, a good place where people could come and get really good Chargers content and just share our stories with each other. And let's hoping that the Chargers go on a second half run and we finish up strong. Everything that they want is still right in front of them. The division first. I'm not talking about wild card. The division is in front of you, as well as a playoff berth. A wild card spot is in front of you. And the best way to start working towards accomplishing that is to ring off some wins. Go on a win streak, put together like a 3-game, 4-game winning streak. That's what happened. The teams that finish with 11, 12, 13 wins, they have a lot of games where they have a 3-game winning streak or 4-game stretch before you lose one. So this is the time to put a string of wins together so you can work towards accomplishing that goal. So again, thank you. Like, share, subscribe, tell someone else about Chargers Talk 4630. We'll be going on after the game is over to chat live about the results of the game, be it good or bad. We're assuming it's going to be good, and then we'll do the podcast and dive deeper into the woods about everything that took place. Also, my football picks are up. I did go 9-4 last week, so looking to keep up my little win streak that I got going on. You know, I'm in the chat room. We're talking back and forth with people that are talking about their picks as well. And one of the guys that told me he's going to compete with me, I think he went 6-7, something like that. 6-7, something like. He only had 6 wins, and I had 9. So we just having a little fun with that. That's what you have to do. You have to make football fun. It's got to be fun. You only get it for 17 weeks, and we get the ups and downs and the frustrations and everything, and people get upset and get pissed off and be depressed if something happens, or if Quentin Johnson drop a pass, everybody lose their mind. He got to be cut. Let's just keep football fun, right? I've been doing it for a long, long, long time. I remember all them frustrating years where I would get mad and avoid people and cut my phone off and didn't want to go to work. But you know, you get older, you get wiser, and all that kind of stuff, and you just keep it fun. You know what I mean? Football should be fun. So thank you guys. Thank you for checking me out, and make sure you subscribe if you haven't, and tell someone about it. And go Chargers, go. Boats up.